Race 19 out of 25, Watkins Glen, getting ready to start the qualifying race. You did hear that right. This is Watkins Glen. It is race number 19 out of 25. Season is almost over. I did officially decide to take Homestead out of the schedule just because there's a lot of stuff I need to do to that track still, and it's not going to be ready for this season. So Atlanta is going to be the final race, and that's going to be a very fun race to watch. It was a pretty good race at the beginning of the year. We saw a lot of three-wide racing, and it went caution-free, but who knows, it might not be caution-free this time around. This race, a lot of unknowns. We have not been to a road course yet this season, and I believe it's going to be a fun race. We just simulated qualifying. You see the 188 of Racer X and the 8 of Clint Spillman, first and second. Wow, Colton Harmon really slow compared to everyone else, over a second off on his lap time. So, should be a fun race. Whoops. Oh my god, I'm actually... I tried driving, that did not work. Oh my god. Try that again. I've been doing a lot of testing lately, so that's why I tried to join the race myself. So anyway, 5 laps is going to be the distance for the qualifying race. Not too long of a race. We don't have cautions on for this qualifying race. I don't really think there's going to be much action as far as wrecks, but you never know. But we don't want the race to end under caution. So we've got the 8 of Clint Spillman starting first. He fell back to 34th in points. He is, well, he's about 80 points away from Rhiannon Pickett, who is in 32nd in points. We have the 188 of Racer X starting second. Or, actually, he's the pole sitter. Clint Spillman starting second. We've got the 00 of Jeremiah Dwayne. The 91 of Logan Gentry. The 50 of Cody Rhodes. The 20 of Yale Carrillo. The 41 of Tyrell Resner. The 1 of Aiden Nofile. We've got the 09 Evan McCollum. Right beside him, the 148 of Brian Lancaster. We've got the 40 of Tim Hoffman. The 4 of Gary Harmon. The 16 of CJ Williams. 33rd in points, 18 points out of the cutoff. So he needs to try to qualify into this race, starting pretty far back in the field. We have the 27 of Benjamin Wallace, the 66 of Darwish Jr., the 33 of Sheila Harmon, and the 60 of Colton Harmon. It's going to be a fun race. We cannot wait for the next series to start. So if you're watching this race, check back every day, basically. I'm going to try to get as many videos as I can posted, get the season over with, probably give us about a month, let everyone finish up watching all the races, and then start the sign-ups, and then we're ready to rock and roll with 2 brand new series, and technically you can say 3 because we're not using this car anymore. We're using the 03 Cup mod. It's going to be a lot of fun. Green flag in the air. The 188 of Racer X brings the field to the green flag. Look at that 41 of Tyrell Resner already down low. He's going to make it 3 wide entering the first turn. I think it might work. Somehow everybody makes it past there. There's still 3 wide further back. Absolutely love this camera view right here. So the 188 Racer X, he gets out to a lead. He has broken away from the field just a little bit. Jeremiah Dwayne second. Clint Spillman up to third. Or back to third. Tyrell Resner fourth. Going into the dogleg for the first time. The first few cars are single file. And you see back here, they are side by side, entering and exiting the dogleg. Or the S's, I think is what they actually call it. 3 wide back here. It was 3 wide for a second. Gary Harmon fell back pretty far. 60 of Colton Harmon trying to move up through the field. But it's pretty much single file up here. Look at Jeremiah Dwayne, that 00 car. Trying to get to Racer X. Trying to get the lead. Jeremiah has won so many qualifying races this season. Won at Martinsville. The main race that was. So, another thing while I think of it, as these cars are entering turn 1. Jeremiah Dwayne right on the back of that 188. So I was going to basically give certain people prizes and such, depending on who they, or like which race they won, if they won a special race. I think I might change that, and if you won one of the special races, you get a little bonus on your car rating for the next season. And if you just won a regular race or a qualifying race, you get a little bit of a bonus. So that could change the season a little bit next year, or next season. More to come on that, I don't really know. It's kind of all messed up though, because the YouTube community, I guess, or not the community, but YouTube itself does not allow private messaging anymore. So I was going to message everybody, and I was going to get their cars that they wanted, and I was going to allow people to reserve their cars for the next offline series, but that's going to be almost impossible to do unless you guys are on Instagram and everybody in the series follows me, but I doubt that will happen. So we're a little, well, yeah, we're halfway now. The 188 Racer X still the race leader here. Further back, Gary Harmon has fallen back to last. CJ Williams not doing good today. I don't think he's going to make the main race. Let's see, single file from first to last. That number 8 of Clint Spillman, though, he could capitalize today. He is 34th in points. Clint Spillman 76 points out of the cutoff. If he qualifies his way in, he all he has to do is beat that number 11 of Ryan Pickett in the main race, and then he will be in the top 32 in points. But again, that is much easier said than done. 188 of Racer X right now, still leading this race. Top 4 cars have kind of separated themselves from the pack. You see just everybody single file. That 00 Jeremiah Dwayne, he's trying to catch that 188 car, Racer X. I don't know why. Every once in a while, my game cars get really blurry. So if you're wondering why the cars are looking blurry, that's why. So 4 out of 5. Let's ride with Jeremiah Dwayne for about a lap. Let's see what he can do. If he can make a pass on that 188 car. Going down into the it's very fast part of this track. Going off the curbs, it's always a really cool thing to see that. Yeah, we'll go back to this view. Gary Harmon has fallen back to last. Benjamin Wallace, CJ Williams are right in front of him. Sheila Harmon, Colton Harmon. Right now, that 20 of Yale Carrillo is the final driver in the transfer position. The 66 of Darvish Jr., Brian Lancaster, Colton Harmon, Sheila Harmon, they're all right behind Yale Carrillo, trying to get a position, but I don't know if they're going to be able to. This race looks to be single file for the most part. White flag is out. Can anybody get past that 188 of Racer X? Clint Spillman's right there. Here's Tyrell Resner. I haven't talked about Tyrell in the last few weeks. Doesn't seem like it. A little bit of some passing going on back here. Looked like that 33 was trying to get past the 60. Did not work. So down into the S's one more time for this qualifying race. The main race, I believe, is going to be really wild. We've got a full field of cars in that race. So Jeremiah Dwayne, he has 2 more turns to try to pass the 188. He gets really far out of line. I don't know if he got loose or what, but he loses a lot of momentum. Now Clint Spillman right on his back bumper, but it's going to be the 188 of Racer X. He will qualify first, and he will win the qualifying race. So the 188 gets the win. And it was just single file all the way back here. So, Racer X, Jeremiah Dwayne, Clint Spillman, Tyrell Resner, Logan Gentry, Cody Rhodes, Evan McCollum, Tim Hoffman, Aiden O'File, and Yel Carrillo, they all advance to the main race. Main race should be a lot of fun. Stay tuned. We will have that race up in just a few seconds. So we will see you guys soon. We're back here at Watkins Glen. Going to start qualifying. So real quick, if you skip the qualifying race, we're on race number 19 out of 25. Be prepared to see probably videos posted every day or every other day. Normally I've been posting only 2 videos a week. It might be about 3 or 4 a week now, just because I want to get to the end of the season. And like I said a long time ago, if you want any prizes, you need to let me know. Look in the description, you can find the Instagram account. It takes 2 seconds to create one if you don't have one. It's kind of cool, I guess. Cool platform. But go ahead, add me there, and then we can talk. I can get your address, and you whatever prize it is that you win. And if you are one of the top 3 positions, obviously I'm giving out a cash prize this time. So another thing, next season we have 3 series. We've got the Busch Series, the Truck Series, and this Cup Series. So it's going to be a lot of fun. 3 series. Definitely feel free to join on the next season. Season's going to be a little bit shorter. Right now what I'm thinking is the Cup Series is going to be 16 races, the Busch Series 14 races, and the Trucks 12 races. So, and I might even throw in some real and fictional tracks in as well. I don't know. It's going to be cool. I think it's going to be a fun series. This series mainly was to get a following for the offline racing community, and then also kind of show off the tracks that I've been working on and modifying, and it's been kind of like a big test. I've wanted to see what these tracks have been like after I've done some modifications to them, and so far, so good. But next season going to be a lot of fun, and yeah, I'm thinking also about throwing in even an Arc of Remax series at some point. Not next season, but maybe a few seasons down the road. That'll just be a fun little series that anybody can join. But I don't know. We'll find out. Like I said, the Instagram account is in the video down below in the description. The video description. Yeah, that one. If you want, feel free to donate. You don't have to, but it definitely is appreciated. And it definitely helps out the channel a lot. So, I mean, it's always a good thing, but I know some people can't donate, but if you can, go ahead. And we're going to go ahead, with that being said, and skip the rest of qualifying, so we're going to accelerate the time. So the 20 of Yel Carrillo gets the pole. Now some interesting things with the points leader and second place in the points. Sarah Rocha, she retook the points lead last week at Indy. She has a 14-point lead over Stephen Pollard III. Sarah Rocha starting 16th, Stephen Pollard starting 39th. Not good for him. Great for her. Tim Zimmer's 113 points back. He is 3rd in points, but he starts in 8th. So let's get this race underway. Should be a lot of fun. So the 20 of Yel Carrillo is starting out front. Simon Zarnato with a bad race last week at Indy. Fell down to 4th in points, 151 points out of the lead, but he is 2nd. We've got Evan McCollum, the 09, the 30 of Ron Jackson. Both drivers starting up near the front. They would love to have a great run. Bruce here, the number 9, starting in 5th. He is 13th in points, 329 points back. Having a decent season, starting up near the front. Great for him. 41 of Tyrell Resner. He's been pretty impressive. Unfortunately, he missed quite a bit of main races after he did not qualify in, but otherwise been very impressive this season. The 97 of Gavin Jones, the 45 Tim Zimmer. We told you the 45 is 3rd in points right now. We have got the 50 of Cody Rhodes, the 17 Alexander Jones, the 91 of Logan Gentry, the 0 of Alex Bruno. the 24 of Pablo West, the 12 of Sam Oskin, the 88 of Josh Hardiman, the 14 of Sarah Rocha. She regained the points lead yet again. She has been kind of up and down in recent weeks. The 38 of Sean Howe, the 04 of John Book, having a pretty good season, running in 10th place right now in points, 253 points back. Missed the Daytona 500, started his season off at Rockingham in the top 10. That's pretty cool. 43 of Dawson Montenegro. He is back in 30th place in points. Just about 30 points ahead of the cutoff. The 81 of Skylar Rocha, right beside Dawson. With the 188 Racer X, won the qualifying race. The 25 of Felix Boucher. Felix is back in 7th in points now, 202 points back. We've got the 42 of Hugo Jimenez, the 29 of Jacob Britt, the 7 of Tina Livingston, the 74 of Logan York. We've got the 00 Jeremiah Dwayne, the 40 of Tim Hoffman, the 5 of Damian Singletary, the 48 of Ryan Benjamin, the 37 of Cesar Ramirez, the 99 of Axel Zero, the 18 of Kagan Polshiner, and the 8 of Clint Spillman. Clint Spillman is 34th in points. Like we said, 76 points out of the top 32 cutoff. And right now, he is a few positions ahead of the 11 at least. The 2 of Tim Brannigan, the 21 of Robbie Bannister, the 1 of Aiden O'File, the 11 Randon Pickett, trying to hold on to her 32nd position in the points. We have the 80 of Stephen Pollard starting deep in the field. That's the second place driver, that number 80. The 15 of Hunter Blade. We've got the 90 of Jacob Johnson, the 32 of Brett Taylor, and that is your starting lineup. So we're going to let this count down, get the command to start the engines, and we will be underway here at Watkins Glen.
Drivers, start your engines!
So the field getting the command to start the engines. That 20 of Yale Carrillo, he has the pole. Remember, we also have the shootout coming up. That will be the first race in Speed Weeks for the next season. And all of the pole winners are in that race. I might include all the pole winners for the qualifying races as well. Depends on how many we have in the main races here. That 5, Damian Singletary in the back of the field, looks like he has some issues. Yeah, he is really slow on the track. I don't know what's going on with his car. Looks like he is going to go down pit road as everybody else going to take the green flag. Might not be a terrible thing to happen to him. So the green flag is now in the air. Yale Carrillo, that number 20, will lead the field to the green. They go barreling down into turn number 1. Tina Livingston, that number 7, looks like she went down low. Tried making it 3 wide. Yale Carrillo in the lead now. Simon Zarnato not able to get down low. The field going down into this long S-shaped turn. 3 wide further back. There's a lot of racing going on back there. Damian Singletary is in pit road. Back here, some good racing. The 14 Sarah Rocha has fallen back a little bit. Make sure everybody can navigate the turn here. I don't think there was any contact, not that time by at least. Now we'll go back up front. The 20 of Yale Carrillo is the race leader. Evan McCollum is second. There's 2 cars starting to break away from the field already. The 9 of Bruzero running third. 4th, Simon Zarnato. Simon started second, falling back to 4th. Not that bad, though. Wait to see what the official word is on that 5. I think he is back out on the track. Oh, there's a caution. Caution flag on the track. A big crash on the front stretch. Clint Spillman, Tim Hoffman, Ryan Benjamin, and Jacob Johnson. So the first caution already. Doesn't look like, well, Jacob Johnson and the 48 definitely have some damage. So the 5 of Damian Singletary, he is saved. he is going to be able to catch back up to these cars. I think these cars back here took the caution flag, or passed the line after the caution flag came out, because they're not going that fast. Look at Josh Hardiman underneath of the 17 of Alexander Jones making a pass, and he should be successful on that pass. The first caution of the day. This could be a long race, everybody. So waiting on the field to get back around, take the first caution laps of the day. For the most part, this game doesn't, or this track does not throw a caution out unless you hit the wall, or if you're, like on the front stretch, like it happened there. But if you spin out into the gravel trap, like in turn 1, for example, the caution will not be thrown out. So caution number 1 out. While we wait for the field to get back around, let's go back and check out what happened. 48 of Ryan Benjamin was involved in that. Looks like he has probably the most damage out of anybody, but I don't know if that's going to be bad for him or not. They're racing really far back. This happened right behind Stephen Pollard, who is second in points. It was just a small little incident. Doesn't look like that's going to really hurt them too much. Luckily, this track, aerodynamics is not a huge thing. So Ryan Benjamin just spun Tim Hoffman out, and yeah, they didn't really get that much damage. Actually, the 90, I think, got his damage. This car here, I think he got his damage when he backed up. Show you that again. So watch the 90 car. He spins out, doesn't hit the wall, and when he backs up, he hits his damage. Ryan Benjamin, like we said, he has damage. The 5 of Damian Singletary came down pit road on the start of this race. That might not be that bad of a thing for him. This could really help him. So, the caution period probably going to take about 5 minutes or so. So, I don't know. Check the description or the comments and find the timestamps below. We will, obviously there, put when the restart is and such. So, if you want to skip the caution period, you can. I'm probably going to take this time, once we see if anybody comes down pit road, I'm probably going to take this time to eat a quick bite of food real quick, and then we'll rejoin you. Real quick, while we wait for the cars to come back around. Next week, oh my gosh, sorry, I'm losing my voice. Next week is Bristol. Well, the next race is Bristol. That is a night race. The day race was pretty exciting, pretty crazy. After Bristol, we've got Dover, another crazy race. We saw a lot of action there. We have Talladega after that, and that race is just downright bizarre. After Talladega, we're going back to Lowe's, and then Martinsville and Atlanta. In Atlanta, the final track of the season. Been a pretty wild season, been pretty fun. I've absolutely enjoyed every minute of doing this. Never thought we would have more than 43 drivers in this offline series, and here we are with about, I think it said 48 or 49 or something altogether. So I can't complain at all. I absolutely love it. The only thing I don't like about it is the fact that there's about 10 people every week that do not make the main race. But that is just how we have to do it. We learned a lot. I learned a whole lot this season. Learned what we should and should not do. As far as tracks, I've learned that there's a couple things I need to do on a couple tracks to make them a little more exciting next year, like Texas, like Atlanta. So, even Michigan, I'd say. That huge crash was the only caution. So, it looks like the 90 of Jacob Johnson is going to pit, and nobody else will pit. I don't know what the fuel window is like here. I don't think they can go 32 laps on one tank of gas. But I don't know. So we will rejoin you when the pace lights are off on the car, Until then, if you want to skip the caution period, look in the description, and we will see you at the restart. And if you just want to take this time to go eat some food or go do whatever you need to do, go for it. We will be here. It's going to be at least another lap, so we've got a few minutes until the green flag flies yet again. So we will see you guys here soon. We will rejoin you in a second. So we are back. Pace car's getting ready to go back down into pit road, and we will get the restart in this race. 20 of Yale Carrillo is still the race leader, won the pole. Second place starter today, Simon Zornato, that number 6 car. He is the 4th car in line. So a single file restart. And the 20 of Yale Carrillo will lead the field back to the green flag. We are back underway here at Watkins Glen. Look at the 09 Evan McCollum making a huge move into turn number 1. And I think he's going to have the preferred line. He should be able to get the lead. The 9 of Bruce 0 now right there as well. Cars racing down into the S's. A lot of stuff happening in the back of the field. 3 wide. I think that's Stephen Pollard. Gonna go back here and look at this. Make sure these cars can make it without crashing. Stephen Pollard is making a lot of moves early on. Trying to get towards the front. Trying to get closer to that 14 of Sarah Rocha. These cars make it alright without any crashes. Some of them are a little wide going into that turn. Everybody makes it without any issues. There is the 14 of Sarah Rocha. She fell back a little bit on that initial start. So now Evan McCollum is the race leader, the 9 of Bruiser second. Simon Zarnata now making his way back up to third, trying to get back into second place. Let's look in the back here, make sure there's no crashes. We saw a crash on the front stretch already. Tim Hoffman is back in last place right now. Field starting to string out. See everybody going through the turns. There's some good racing going on in some spots here. 43 Dawson Montenegro trying to pass the 81 of Skyla Rocha. 14 of Sarah Rocha is back to 18th place. She started 16th. Points leader not having the best day that she was hoping to have. There's almost 3 wide into this turn here, the carousel. Not quite though. See all the cars making a huge dive onto the outside part of the track. Here's the 14, Sarah Rocha, making another move now on 38 of Sean Howe. She's not going to have the preferred line, though, in this turn, so Sean should be able to pass her again. Trying to make moves as early as possible. Meanwhile, the front, like 10 or so drivers are single file. Not a whole lot of action happening up front here. The 09, Evan McCollum, the race leader, Yel Carrillo, falling back to 4th. We're still green flag. We're going to continuously check from the front to the back and just make sure everybody is able to manage the track and the racing and not get into each other. You're not going to miss a second of action. We're at least hoping we don't. I think if I were somebody in the back of the field or someone in that wreck, I would have probably came down pit road and taken tires, but nobody did. There's the 17 of Alexander Jones trying to pass the 45 of Tim Zimmer. That is for 8th place. Tim will fall back to 9th. Further back here, still single file. A lot of double file racing on the front stretch here. Stephen Pollard trying to get past that 74 of Logan York. Looks like he will do that without any issues. 3 wide further back, Raymond Pickett, Aiden O'File, and Brett Taylor. There's a lot of racing going on back in the back here. Some of these cars are damaged off the pace just a little bit. '21 of Robbie Bannister absolutely loves that Air Force car, but it's always been good luck for him. Today, it's not working out so well. So far, a pretty calm race. We saw one caution early on. Everybody else single file. Couple cars closing in on that 09 of Evan McCollum, however. We could have a battle for the lead here very shortly. So hard to pass here. You almost need to follow your other drivers that you're trying to pass and slowly set them up to make a move. See, just since the restart, last place is 13.5 seconds back from the leader. It's just how much time you lose at this track. A lot of passing still going on back here. A lot of battling. Rhiannon Pickett pretty far back in the field, but that 8 of Clint Spillman is the car that she's only really worried about. He was involved in that first caution. Clint, that number 8, the red and white car back there. Couple positions behind Rhiannon. He needs to finish, like, I'd say maybe 8 positions or more ahead of that 11 car. Rhiannon trying to make some moves on Aiden O'File, and the 99 of Axel Zero. Axel's brother Brew Zero up in second place right now. Axel on the back of the field, Brew's up into the front. Cesar Ramirez making a move on Kagan Polshiner. But just in one lap, it went from 13.5 seconds to nearly 15 seconds. So these drivers are losing about a second and a half over the leaders right now. A lot of battling back here happening. Look at the 80 of Stephen Pollard continuing making moves, well, trying to make moves on the outside in the dog leg here. Now into the carousel, the 80 of Stephen Pollard trying to make some moves. 14 of Sarah Rocha, the points leader, 16th place. Stephen Pollard, the last time around, was in 27th. He might be as high as 23rd, though, by the time they get back to the start-finish line. So he's trying to reel that 14 car in. He needs another caution or two. He got lucky. The first caution happened right behind him. That could have taken him out of contention. Stephen Pollard passes that 00. Jeremiah Dwayne. Stephen Pollard up to 26th place. We said Sarah Rocha, the points leader, 16th place. There we go. Actually, there is the points leader. About probably 4 or 5 seconds ahead of Stephen Pollard. She is right in front of the 81, Skylar Rocha. Up front here. Still nothing new. 09 Evan McCollum, still the race leader. The 9 of Brew Zero running second. Third, Simon Zornato. Fourth, Yel Carrillo. Fifth, Cody Rhodes. Sixth place is the 30 of Ron Jackson. Seventh place, the 91, Logan Gentry. Eighth place, the 17 of Alexander Jones. Ninth place, the 45 of Tim Zimmer. And 10th place is the 12 of Samet Ozkin. Samet Ozkin won the Daytona 500. And then also won at Pocono. He has won 2 races. Sahara Rocha, Logan York, they've also won 2 races as well this season. The only drivers that have been repeat winners. Unfortunately, back here in the back of the field, the 40 of Tim Hoffman, the 48 Ryan Benjamin, they were involved in that first caution. I think, especially if I was that 48 car, I would have came down pit road and repaired his car. You can see, obviously, there is some damage to the back of that car. He did hit the wall, and that it's not going to really affect him too much, but he should have at least fixed the damage. The 11 Randon Pickett, trying to catch that 74 of Logan York. Randon Pickett all the way back in 33rd position. Stephen Pollard trying to pass the 18 of Kagan Polshiner. Still trying to find any battles on the track. Right now we are not seeing anything really happening. We're nearing the halfway point. These drivers might have to come down pit road soon. That could really change this race. That 9 of Brew Zero, he is getting so close to that 09, but cannot make a pass. He cannot make anything happen right now. Top 10 still stay the same. I really thought the leader of this race, the 09 Evan McCollum, I thought he was going to be able to run away with this, but he has not been able to gap the 9, the 6, the 20, none of these drivers. Really, the top 8 drivers are all within striking distance. If anything happens, they'll be right there. See back there, the 8th car in line, the 17 of Alexander Jones. Don't know if these drivers are just waiting for the right moment, if they're just kind of content riding near the front here. They're all having really good runs. Really, the only car in the top, or the only 2 cars in the top 10. Okay, there's actually a couple cars. Bruce Zero, Simon Zornato, Tim Zimmer, and Sam Oskin, they're in the top 10 in points. So I think right now they might just be happy to be running up near the front, being ahead of that 14 car. Didn't realize Sam Oskin, that 12 car, he is in 6th place in points, 192 points back, but if he can stay up in the 10th place position and stay ahead of that 14 of Sarah Rocha, who has fallen back to 17th place, he could be having a really good points day. Same with that 9 of Bruce Zero, over 300 points back. Tim Zimmer, 113 points back. Tim's running in 9th place. I can tell you these next few races really going to define who is going to win the points championship. I know that 14 car, the 6, the 45, the 80, they've pretty much been the most dominant cars this season, but any of the next few races can really change that. We saw Talladega earlier this season take out just about every driver. We saw Martinsville, all of the points, the top, I think it was top 5 in points, had issues. We've got Bristol next week. That always gives us curveballs. Dover took a lot of drivers out of that race. So yeah, really the two races that, I don't know, might be, I guess, more calm. It's going to be Lowe's and Atlanta. All the other races I feel like are going to be extremely exciting, and there's going to be a lot of action at each of those tracks. So nothing happening back here. I was going to make sure, well, here's the 74 Logan York trying to pass the 25 of Felix Boucher. I was going to see if anybody had spun out. Like I said, if somebody spins out, the game does not always throw a caution. There's some battling going on back here. The 80 of Stephen Pollard passing that 37 of Cesar Ramirez. Stephen trying to get further up in the standings here. He is so close in points to the points leader, Sarah Rocha. But right now, he is running about 10 positions behind her. Stephen Pollard back around the 25th position. Stephen Pollard up to 25th. Sarah Rocha, 17th. So she needs to have a better day than what she's having. Meanwhile, the 09 Evan McCollum, he is still out front. This time by, we will be halfway in this race. Saw a crazy start to this race. Now it's kind of died down. Look at this. 9 of Bruiser got a really bad exit out of that turn. Simon Zornato tried to pounce on him, but that actually slowed down the 6 car as well. Here comes the 20 of Yale Carrillo. And they stay single file. It's crazy. I just tested here a couple times last night, and the racing was crazy. It was bizarre. But, like I saw in the testing that I did, if we have a late race caution, you can expect a lot of action, a lot of drama. As these races get closer, it seems like these drivers race a lot harder. Look at the 30 of Ron Jackson, getting past the 15 and possibly the 17. Put him up to 6th place. Logan Gentry, that 91 car, making a pass for 4th place. Yale Carrillo falling back to 5th. There's a little bit of battling going on. Like I said, we get closer to the end of this thing, and it gets just a little more exciting. Go to the back of the field. Most of these drivers single file. There's a little bit of battling happening here. Logan York trying to get past that 29 of Jacob Britt. Logan York, a really wide exit, almost into that grass off of the exit of the turn. 188 Racer X trying to pass the 14 of Sarah Rocha. I don't think he's going to be able to pass her quite yet. That 14 car has been so dominant this season. She has had a really good car just about every race. I don't think she has a DNF yet. She has finished all the races. Same with the 45 of Tim Zimmer. Both drivers have just been incredible this season. Skylar Rocha making a pass on Pablo West. Saw 188 of Race Rex get past Sarah Rocha. Now the 43 of Dawson Montenegro are going to try to get past her. Going back towards the front of the field. Top 5 cars here. You see the 91, Logan Gentry, up to 3rd now. Past that 6 of Simon Zarnato. So maybe Logan Gentry can get past this 9 and the 09. Will we have green flag pit stops anytime soon? Or will this race continue without any cautions? 91, Logan Gentry looking pretty quick right now. Up to 3rd place. Simon Zarnato falling back to 4th place. Still started in 2nd, running 4th. Having a great run. Remember that 14, Sarah Rocha, is the points leader at the moment. She is back in 18th place now. Stephen Pollard up to 24th, so they're almost in the same spot on the track. Oh, we've got the 04 John Book stuck on the track. He stopped. I don't know what happened there. That didn't throw a caution. I really thought it would have. Pace lights are not on. Guess he was in the part of the track that was somewhat safe. A little bit of battling going on back here. So John Book, unfortunate for him, he was having a great run. And he was in the top 10 in points. He might fall out of the top 10 now. Watching the 43 Dawson Montenegro try to get past the 14 of Sarah Rocha. We're going to have to follow up with the 04 John Book. He just retired. We don't know if it was a mechanical issue or what. Obviously stuck on the track, or stopped on the track. There's the 43 Dawson Montenegro passing the 14 of Sarah Rocha. Now can Josh Hardiman and Tina Livingston catch them before the turn and try to pass the 14 as well and put her further back in the standings? Josh is right there. Got a good turn in on that. So we'll see if maybe he can do something here in the S's. I think he has the preferred position. Sarah Rocha, the points leader, falling back now. Josh Hardiman made that pass look extremely easy. And now Tina Livingston, at number 7, looks like she might try to go down low and pass the 14 car. She isn't going to be able to do that before the turn. So Sarah Rocha continuing to fall back. You see that purple car further back there. That is Stephen Pollard. That's 2nd place in points. 3 cars separate him and Sarah Rocha. 1st and 2nd in points. Up front, I don't think we have anything new happening except the 91 Logan Gentry has caught 1st and 2nd place drivers. A little bit of action happening late here at Watkins Glen. Can Logan Gentry get past the 9? He pushes him out. Logan Gentry going to take 2nd place away. Logan should have that preferred line. I think he will easily make that pass. So now Logan Gentry up to 2nd place. But that pass really hurt these drivers. They're about a half a second now from Evan McCollum. A lot of these drivers back here, they need a caution. They need something to happen. Ooh, a lot of racing going on here. See if they can make it through the S's without any issues. It looks like they will. The 8 of Clint Spillman right behind the 11 of Rhiannon Pickett. Rhiannon Pickett now getting passed for position over that 32 of Brett Taylor. Possibly, maybe not. She has a good run off the turn. Clint Spillman wants to get past that 32. He makes an aggressive move down low. He knows that this could be his only shot at getting past the 11 of Rhiannon Pickett, and then possibly getting more positions. I think Clip might have made the move a little too fast. Now he is going to get passed, not by the 32, but by the 25. '24 Pablo West got past the 43 of Dawson Montenegro. Up here, up front, you see the 91 Logan Gentry has caught that 09 of Evan McCollum. I think Logan Gentry might have the fastest car right now, at least out of the top 10. Top 6 drivers are all within 2 seconds of each other. Everyone else really far back. See if Logan Gentry can do anything here. He is right behind that 09 of Evan McCollum. Logan takes the high line through that turn. I don't know if I think he might have missed his marks. So 10 laps to go here at Watkins Glen. We are still under the green flag. Have that 91 Logan Gentry catching the 09. He just has to try to find the right spot to pass. The 9 of Brew 0 back to third. Simon Zarnato 4th, 5th Yale Carrillo, the pole sitter. 6th place Ron Jackson. 7th Alexander Jones. 8th place Sam Oskin. 9th Cody Rhodes. And 10th is Tim Zimmer. Right behind Tim, 11th place is Gavin Jones. Here's a battle for the lead. The 91 Logan Gentry underneath the 09 of Evan McCollum. Can he get past him exiting the turn? He will. Now here comes the 9 of Brew 0 for second. 9 of Brew 0 going to try to get past that 09. The 09 powers ahead through that turn. So new race leader, third leader we've had today. The 20 of Yale Carrillo started out leading this race on the restart. Evan McCollum got the lead. And now the 91 of Logan Gentry makes a pass under the green flag for the lead, with now only 9 laps to go this time by. Looking pretty good. 48 of Ryan Benjamin was able to get past the 99 and the 90 car. The 5 of Damian Singletary has not been able to rebound since the restart. 29 Jacob Britt, the 42 Hugo Jimenez, not really running where they want to be. 28th and 29th. 27th is the 74 of Logan York. He's having a bad run right now, but was not involved in a crash. He just started really far back, and that really hurt him. And look at this, the 80 of Stephen Pollard has gotten past that 14 of Sarah Rocha. Sarah Rocha, the points leader, now falling back. Position. She's in 24th. Stephen Pollard 23rd. So now Stephen Pollard going to try to make more ground on some of these drivers. He could possibly walk out with the points lead today. The goal was to stay in front of that 14 car today. Started really deep in the field, and he has worked his way up almost in the top 20. But he has worked his way up past the 14 of Sarah Rocha, and at least even if he finishes behind her or in front of her, it's not going to be too much of a points gain or loss. 14 Sarah Rocha right behind him. There's a lot of cars here. I thought this race was going to be a little more wild and crazy than what it is, but we were definitely wrong. Look, the 14 Sarah Rocha losing a position to Aid No-File. She had to check up a little bit. She almost got into the back of the 80 of Stephen Pollard. Now she's going to lose a position. Stephen Pollard now one car ahead, technically, of that 14 car. I don't know if this is a good line to take. Being on this outside line, there's a car underneath of you. He might not get past that 7. He does. He makes a huge power move on the outside. And now the inside of Josh Hardiman. Stephen Pollard, he is making a lot of moves late here at Watkins Glen. They're double file behind him. 14 of Sarah Rocha going to try to get past the 1 of Aiden No-File and the 88 of Josh Hardiman. Stephen Pollard, though, making a lot of moves, making his way towards the front. points could be very, very close after today's race. See Evan McCollum, the 09, he is falling outside of the top 5. Possibly outside of the top 6 now. 91 of Logan Gentry continues to lead, and he is pulling away from the field. Bruiser is second, third Simon Zornato. Simon Zornato needed a good run, good finish, and right now he is running in the top 3. He was 151 points back. If they finish the way they are, he should be, I would say, within 100 points possibly, or even within 50 points of the points leader. Not sure if that's going to be the 14 of Sarah Rocha or the 80 of Stephen Pollard. See Sarah Rocha falling back. 3 cars between her and that number 80 of Stephen Pollard. The thing is, Stephen hasn't really been able to make any passes, but the 74 Logan York going to try to pass the 14. We saw the 1, the 88, the 7 all get past that 14 car. So while Stephen Pollard's not making passes, he is also not losing ground, but the points leader, Sarah Rocha, is. Stephen was in 21st, Sarah 25th. A lot of racing going on back here. It's really cool to see all this. '74 Logan York now underneath the 14 of Sarah Rocha. Here comes the 29 of Jacob Britt. Logan York going to pass the 14, and I think that 70, or I think the 29 might try to make a move as well. He is. He's going to make a move, an aggressive move underneath that 14 car. She continues to fall back. Now Sarah Rocha back to 27th place. 6 positions between her and Stephen Pollard. Right now, the 80 of Stephen Pollard, I think, is the points leader. I would believe so, at least. Yelkrillo falling back to 6th place. Ron Jackson up to 5th. Top 5 position for him right now. He is having a great run. Definitely what he needed in the points and momentum to carry on to the next few races. So this time by 5 to go here at Watkins Glen. Will we have a caution? I don't think we will. They're racing, though. They are racing hard. Jacob Britt still trying to get past that 14 of Sarah Rocha. Here comes the 42 of Hugo Jimenez now, underneath of her. He is going to take a position away from her. Watching the 14 and the 80. 14 Sarah Rocha now back to 28th in the standings. Stephen Pollard 21st. 1 car out of the race. That's the 04 of John Book. He stopped on the track. Thought that was going to throw a caution. It didn't. So we are still under green. I don't think we're going to have a caution. I think everyone is too far away from each other to cause a caution, to have a crash happen. See, Gavin Jones, Sean Howe, and Skylar Rocha all battling really close to each other. Up front, that 9 of Bruzero, I think he's starting to catch that 9 of Evan McCollum. Don't know if he's going to have time to actually make a move. The 9 of Bruzero caught Logan Gentry by about a 1/10 of a second. I think I said the 09 of Evan McCollum. Evan McCollum running 4th right now. Simon Zornato 3rd place, and he is having a great points day. A lot of drivers really are having a great points day. The 12 of Sam Oskin, the 45 of Tim Zimmer, the 9 of Bruzera, the 6 of Simon Zornato. Tim Zimmer 113 points back. He actually, he might be the points leader by the end of this race. It's going to be interesting. I mean, we saw the last few weeks be kind of crazy in the points. And a lot of drivers now, we saw at one point the top 10 were within like 150 points. But they're almost 300 points now between 1st and 10th. Robbie Bannister falling back to last. I don't know what happened there, if he just got shuffled out or what, but he is running 41st. Ryan Benjamin at 48 car, he's been able to make some passes. Not a whole lot. Clint Spillman, he got loose there in that turn. Oh, there's a crash up here. Gavin Jones. And the caution flag is out. This could be the race. This is lap 31 out of 32. Or no, okay, this is lap 30. The pace car's still on pit road, so they're going to come by, and it's going to be lap 31 out of 32. This is the race for the lead. Logan Gentry right now, that's what he wanted to see. I think he is going to get the white flag, and I think that's going to be the race. Oh, he's going to have 2 to go this time by, but that should be the race. Looks like Logan Gentry might get the win. The 9 of Bruzzera trying to make something happen. He knows he's got to do something now. So 5th place on back, I think, took the caution because they're not racing. They're just slowing down for the caution. Evan McCollum cannot get past that 6 of Simon Zornato. Bruzzera was able to catch the 91, but can't do anything. So Gavin Jones out of the race. I think he was having a pretty good run. Go back and see what happened to him. Unfortunate for Gavin. Like we said, he was running up. Maybe not, but I thought he was running up in the top 15 or so. Yeah, he was running in 12th. Well, it looks like whatever happened, Skylar Rocha turned him around. Oh, turned him right into that wall. Skylar Rocha was involved. Dawson Montenegro, Tyrell Resner. Couple cars involved, and then you see the 2 of Tim Brannigan hit Skylar Rocha. He's involved. That's going to give a couple cars some extra positions here. Oh, the 14, Sarah Rocha was able to get past him. Sarah Rocha, 28th position. I don't think that's going to be enough to help her in the points. So again, let's watch this. Coming off the turn. Just some hard racing. A little bit of contact. Dawson Montenegro, Tyrell Resner, and then see Tim Brannigan spins out. Oh, the 43, Dawson Montenegro slow on the track. I don't know what happened with his car, but it looks like he has some kind of mechanical issue. And this is going to put him last. Well, not last, but it's going to put him pretty close to last. Dawson Montenegro was running in 13th. He's going to be as far back as 40th now, losing 27 positions. And why is this a big thing? Because the 11 Randy Pickett, 29th, look at in 28th place, Clint Spillman. Dawson might fall out of the top 32. So they are going to get the white flag. I believe the field is going to finish the way they are. If so, Logan Gentry going to get his first win in the main races. Qualified his way in. Bruzzera, number 9 car, second. Great finish for him. Another runner-up position, but that helps in the points. Third, Simon Zornato, one of the points contenders. Evan McCollum, 4th. 5th, Ron Jackson, another good top 5 finish for him. Yo Carrillo, 6th place after getting the pole. Alexander Jones in 7th place. 8th, Sam Oskin, another points contender. 9th, Cody Rhodes, and 10th, Tim Zimmer. That's also another points contender. We'll go further, or we'll go more in depth with where everyone finishes. Right now, Stephen Pollard's running 18th, and Sarah Rocha running 26th. 8 positions between the two of them. So who's going to be the points leader after today? Is it going to be Stephen Pollard? Is it going to be Tim Zimmer or Sarah Rocha? I don't think that 6 of Simon Zornato will be the points leader. He's going to be pretty close. He should be within 50 points. So the white flag in the air. The pace lights are still on, so this race will end under caution. Anything still could happen. We need to watch because we just saw that 43 Dawson Montenegro have a mechanical failure. That could happen to anybody. It could happen again. So tune in next week. Bristol under the lights. That is going to be a wild race. Always a fun race at Bristol. Dawson Montenegro still on pit road. I think if we would have had this caution one lap earlier, we would probably have a one-lap shootout. So I think the pace lights go off around the back stretch or something when they're about to go green. So unfortunately that did not happen. Another race that ends under caution. Very unfortunate. I wanted to see this race restart and be wild, have another wild restart. But that's just not the case today. So we're patiently waiting the pace car to get around the start-finish line so we can officially declare this race over. I'm going to get out of that screen, go to this one. You can see where everybody is running at the current time. So the pace car getting ready to lead the field onto the front stretch. The 91 of Logan Gentry going to get his first win today. Logan Gentry, the winner. It's going to be Brewer 0, second, third, Simon Zarnato, fourth, Evan McCollum, fifth, Ron Jackson, Yel Carrillo 6th, 7th, Alexander Jones, 8th, Sam Adoskin, 9th, Cody Rhodes, 10th, Tim Zimmer, 11th, Racer X. He won the qualifying race, finishing 11th. 12th, Sean Howe, 13th, Tyrell Resner, 14th, Skylar Rocha, 15th, Pablo West, 16th, Kegan Polshiner, 17th, Stephen Pollard, 3rd. Could be the points leader today, after today. 18th, Aiden No-File, Tina Livingston, 19th, 20th, Logan York. He has been kind of mid-pack as of like the last 5 or 6 races. Was in the top 3 at one point in points, and he has fallen back in like 15th or 20th. Unfortunate for him. He was the first repeat winner. I really thought he was going to have a great season, but it's just kind of went down south. 21st, Alex Bruno. 22nd, Jacob Britt. 23rd, Josh Hardiman. He's had an up-and-down season, as have a lot of other drivers. 42, Hugo Jimenez. 24th. 25th, Sarah Rocha came into this race as the points leader. I believe she's going to come out second or third today. Tim Brannigan 26th, 27th Clint Spillman, 28th Randon Pickett. A lot of controversy happening with these two drivers because the 43 Dawson Montenegro, he wasn't that far ahead of Randon Pickett. He was 30th in points. But let's go back. I want to see real quick. I'm going to look at the points. Dawson Montenegro is only 34 points ahead. That means he was only about 51 or 52 points ahead of Clint Spillman. Dawson 30 points ahead of Rhiannon, so I think Dawson is probably going to fall out of the top 32. That's going to allow the 8 and the 11 to be safe, at least for next week at Bristol. So then we've got the 29 place driver, Felix Boucher, 30th Tim Hoffman, 31st Jeremiah Dwayne, 32nd Brett Taylor, 33rd Damian Singletary. Issue on lap 1 before the start. Could not rebound. 48 Ryan Benjamin, 34th, involved in the first caution. 35th Cesar Ramirez, 36th Axel Zero, 37th Hunter Blade, 38th Jacob Johnson, 39th Robbie Bannister, 40th was some kind of mechanical issue, Dawson Montenegro, he's 40th. 41st Gavin Jones involved in the second crash, and John Book, the 42nd place driver, had issues, stopped on the track, and he is out of the race in last. So, stay tuned. We are going to check the points out. I can guarantee they're going to be wild, and it's going to be closer than ever. We will see you guys in a few seconds. Stay tuned. So, like we said, the points are closer than ever. Stephen Pollard takes the points lead for the first time this season. Sarah Rocha falling back to second. She's 10 points behind Stephen. Tim Zimmer third. He's 77 points back. Simon Zarnato gained about 70 points. He is fourth place, 84 points back. And you see Samet Oskin moving up to fifth in the points after Brett Taylor's bad finish. Samet's only 148 points back. So, two of the drivers that have been repeat winners up in the top five. Top five cars have wins, except for that 45 of Tim Zimmer. Tim, though, no DNFs. He's finished on the lead lap every race. He's the only driver that has finished all of the laps, and that is a very impressive stat. The second driver that's finished the most amount of laps, Sarah Rocha. She's only missed 2 laps this season. So, top 5 are very interesting. Tina Livingston up to 6th. Felix Boucher back to 8th. Skylar Rocha gains a couple positions. He's at 9th. Josh Hardiman back to 10th. Bruzero 11th. Let's see. Alexander Jones, he gained 3 positions. John Book falling back to 13th in the points. And Robbie Bannister also losing some positions. Logan York up to 16th. Still pretty far back in the points, but he gained a position. He's up in 16th in points. So I do want to go back and look at the bottom half of the field now. Gavin Jones losing 4 positions, 28th place. See back here, Randon Pickett up to 31st. Dawson Montenegro 32nd. Now between Dawson Montenegro and CJ Williams, it is only 39 points between Dawson Montenegro, or actually no, it's, hold on one second, it is actually not 37, or 39, it's 61 points. 61 points between CJ Williams and Dawson Montenegro. Clint Spillman and Dawson Montenegro, they are 68 points. So, very interesting. CJ Williams, Clint Spillman, they both need to qualify into the race next week at Bristol, and they could both have a shot at making it into the top 32 in points. So, new points leader after Watkins Glen. I thought it was going to definitely change hands after I saw Stephen Pollard and Sarah Rocha side by side on the track. We're going to have to see what happens next week at Bristol. Who will be involved in crashes, who will be able to survive. Will we have a new points leader? I don't know. The top 5 in points, pretty close. It's getting closer than ever. So we will see you guys at the next race. That is Bristol. After Bristol, we've got Dover, Talladega, Lowe's, Martinsville, and Atlanta, and the season will be over. So stay tuned. It's going to be a wild end to this season. I can guarantee you guys that. Until then, thank you all for watching. See you guys on the next race. Keep checking back because I'm going to be posting them a little bit more than I usually do. So we'll see you guys at Bristol. Have a great day.